Well, as night falls on Gaza, many people in Israel are saying they are trapped in their homes. Some say they can hear rapid gunfire, while others still cannot find their loved ones. The unprecedented attack has left behind immense loss and destruction, with families right now unsure of what's coming next and no idea of when this will all be over. Let's bring in Shanna Fuld. She is the host of the Israel Daily News podcast. She's been a resource for many people as to what is happening. Shanna, thank you so much for being a resource for us. I know that this is just such a chaotic time. How does this new threat that we are now hearing from Hamas to execute hostages potentially, how does that change things from your perspective?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on the show. I think that this certainly heightens the stakes and makes things way more intricate than it was before. The IDF has in the past needed to go in with airstrikes on Hamas. And we know that it is even more significant if ever there is a chance that IDF soldiers need to go into Hamas by foot. And that is what we're dealing with right now, especially if we want those hostages released. To hear that they are planning, are threatening to execute the hostages, I think is probably terrorizing everyone in the country. Like in your previous report, we're a country about 9 million people. And so even having 150 hostages with each of their precious lives at risk, that's going to affect so many people in the country.
Absolutely. And Shanna, we spoke with somebody from the IDF in our last hour. I asked her, I want to ask you, do you know anyone who was kidnapped or harmed?
I, thank God, don't know anyone who is kidnapped or harmed. I do have a friend who has a friend who is looking for his parents. They were on a kibbutz, and he has not heard from them in multiple days. And my cousin, my baby cousin, who's 18 years old, is on his way into Gaza right now. He's new into the forces, and my family is just absolutely terrified that he's facing something that we hoped would just be preparatory in his army service.
Right, certainly, yeah. As a family, I'm sure you never would want this or expect this. What is it like there on the ground right now? I know you're being a resource for so many.
Well, thank you for mentioning that. I am definitely at the end of each day doing a full and complete breakdown and just taking every news story and every aspect I can and relaying it over to my listeners in audio. Right now on the ground, I have to say it feels very unsettling and apocalyptic outside. There were lines in the grocery store where people are picking up groceries. I saw a woman clutching her bag and her cell phone walking down the street crying yesterday. And there are just, the streets are empty, and it just feels very creepy.
Well, I wanted to ask that. I mean, does it seem surreal at this point? Because so many people truly are living a nightmare.
I definitely feel myself that I'm living a nightmare, and I'm not even right next to the border. I cannot imagine how people that are in border communities are feeling or dealing right now. I know that I'm fearful when I get into bed, and just, not only are we at a place where rockets are raining down the entire day today, I heard rockets just booming overhead, whether they were intercepted by the Iron Dome or touching down in cities around near where I live. It's been nonstop all day. And in addition to that, we have about 1,000 Hamas militants, or I would prefer to say terrorists, because they are terrorists according to the U.S. and most Western nations, just on foot here in Israel with, additional members trying to get in at our northern border, potentially coming through Hezbollah. So it just feels that by land, by sea, by air, we just aren't safe, whether we look right, left, or center.
Absolutely. And Shanna, I know it's such a fluid situation right now, but how much information has the government been sharing with the people there of Israel?
So I have to say that I feel mostly that the information is coming out through news channels and journalists that are giving immediate updates through WhatsApp groups, Telegram groups. And I feel that the Israeli government has been focusing a lot less on telling what locals can do and doing a lot more in mobilizing forces. I personally feel that the Israeli government has been almost silent in terms of telling people here on the ground what to do. Especially, I run a community of new immigrants in Israel where I absorb people and help them get networked and make friends. And so I know that in times like these, it's important to give updates in multiple languages. And I just think that there has been a bit of a lack in that. But understandably, there are somewhat bigger fish to fry with
Right.
our men on the ground.
And Shanna, we don't have much time left, but I do want to ask, what do you think it will take for the people of Israel to feel safe at this point?
I think that, well, I'll tell you, my female friends that are in my age category are terrified of people that are on the ground. I'm hearing personally a lot less about the rockets that are overhead. A lot of people feel safety from Israel's Iron Dome, which intercepts rockets. I think that once all of these militants or terrorists are weeded out of the country and we can feel that our streets are safe, people will feel a lot better getting into their beds at night.
We certainly hope so. Host of the Israel Daily News podcast, Shanna Fuld, thank you so much for your time. And we certainly hope that your baby cousin, who is finding now, remains safe. Thank you.
Thank you so much.